Yo, recently I got out of a deload and I wanted to do some strength tests just to see where I'm at and assess, I guess, kind of where I stand in physical ability and where I need to take my climbing and training to, I guess, level up. We're gonna follow the Lattice Max test assessment, which spans over 3 different days, which I did not know. There's like so many max tests that you need like 3 different days with like 48 hours of rest in between. Alright, I want to stop yapping and just get to the test itself. The first test they want you to do is a 2-arm 7-second max hang, and you're allowed to do a 4-finger chiseled grip or a 4-finger half crimp. It doesn't matter which one you do as long as it's not 3 fingers or a full crimp position. And this is just me going up the weight, and eventually I got to body weight, or a little bit more than body weight, which is 130 pounds, and I am at 129 pounds currently. This was 132.5 pounds, and towards the end of this hang, my fingers started to open up, which indicated I was reaching failure. I would recommend you doing smaller increments if you are going to do a max test of your own. It's just that I think I knew the ballpark of where my results were, and so I just got to it. The next test is a lateral hip flexibility test. You're just basically doing a split and seeing how far you are able to spread your feet. I got 5 foot 5 inches, which is a little bit shorter than my height. Yeah, we're gonna move on to the next training session because the aerobic capacity test is not really algo friendly. It just is just me kind of groaning for like 5 minutes, so I'll put that at the end of the video. But while I am doing my weighted pull-ups, I wanted to tell you guys about a theory I have, which is the stronger you are, the more of a tall climber you can climb like. So what that means is, I guess, like raw, unrefined like strength without technique essentially just allows you to work at your extremities and climb more stretched out, which is essentially the same as you being taller. So I think that's why I was so entranced with the idea of getting stronger, because it just alludes to being a taller climber, and then I could also work on the technique, which then I would have the best of both worlds, whereas a taller climber might not be able to get shorter or get more scrunched. Yeah, let me know what you guys think of that theory, and I would love to discuss it further with anyone who's interested. This next test is not something I've seen a lot of in Lattice like strength test videos, but it's a or what they call a body tension I and T test, and you're basically just stretching out your arms to their extremities and seeing how much tension you can keep. And clearly I suck at these, which explains a lot about my climbing style, and it's something that I could definitely work on, and something that maybe you could benefit from too if you feel like you aren't very technical with your footwork. The next test is a core test where you do either tucked front levers or full front levers, and I have a bone to pick with people who do core workouts in an attempt to get better footwork or foot tension. I think that's bullshit. I think I got that from my roommate Bodhi, who also think that's bullshit. I think there was a period when I was doing abs every day and I saw marginal gains on my footwork, and the day I switched to just focusing on keeping my foot on the wall, I saw huge improvements in both my climbing and my front lever progression, which is really funny. So I think front levers don't help climbing, but climbing helps you get front lever like strength. I think that's a really cool and stupid fact about core training in climbing, I think. Alright, last test. The dreaded repeater hang, fucking like 7-on-3 off thing. Very convenient that my max finger strength is like body weight, so I can just do 50% as just myself. This is probably the thing that I'm lacking in the most. Like, I can produce a lot of force for like a very short amount of time, but it deteriorates very, very quickly. I will see how it goes. Alright, I'm not excited. No, I'm not excited. I think I can do 7. That's it. Oh, it feels longer. Yeah. Oh god. Okay. Yeah, my form is terrible. So what can we learn from these tests? It's mostly that you should practice being able to output more force over a longer period of time, meaning training your power endurance and your ability to sustain hard climbing rather than just focus on max strength, because it has very diminishing returns. The message is what I've always been preaching is you get good at what you spend the most time at, and if you want to get good at climbing, then you should spend the most time climbing the things that you want to get good at rather than hang on a board or pull on heavy weights.
So stupid.